How heavy were the duffel bags full of $100 that I took from Alice's? Yeah, right. I wish I had.
So what all has he said?
That's right. Right.
Same. He's just talking the same bullshit. Everyone's ripped off.
Yeah, he's just talking the same old bullshit he always talks. You know, he ain't gonna come in here and say nothing to me. You know he ain't.
Well, we'll have. He has a say here, so
because it's been up here.
This is just a mic check. We were on December 13th, 2021.
Just like always, Larry.
Be up there. You know, it sure would be nice.
Face me.
Help me out just a
little
mic
bit. Check. We were on December 13th.
Yeah. He's hitting everybody up for money as usual because he ain't got no income because he's never had a life.
I could sure.
His mommy's money's running out on him fast.
I love you.
That's okay. Karma. That statement is what? Karma's a bitch.
I don't care if they're on.
I
don't care who's on there talking.
Yeah.
Because they've been
nothing to say to me.
Too.
Oh, we have? I want to know what laws we said.
They're going to sue the fuck out of these sons of bitches.
For what?
They're going to sue us for
what they did to their
inheritance. Right?
To their grandma? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Totally unforgivable, man.
It's
Are we muted?
Yeah, he has to mute us because of all the background noise. Well, I don't know.
Well, I got you guys unmuted right now.
Waiting for you to come.
We're not muted right now.
Yeah, right now you're open. Do you got something you want to?
Well, what have we lied about? Nothing.
Everybody in this stream knows the Frosts are telling the truth. You can tell, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not fabricating any of this.
No. And for the record, too, like nobody's believes Vaughn. Even like this Jdubs character and the people that hang out with him, they know better. They're just gaslighting him.
Right. Vaughn it's just content. I get it, you know, but it's at the expense of my family. So I feel like I need to say my piece, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's fair.
I've let him.
Go ahead, Marsha.
We've let him talk all the talk. It's time for us to not be silent anymore. I'm tired of my name being sullied because he wants people to feel sorry for him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Get a job.
Well, no, I
don't. Loser.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. The people that hang out and orbit him have tried to criticize and try to spin this that somehow, you know, that I'm exploiting the situation and I pay you. I've even been accused of paying the Frost to come.
We are not paid.
Whatever.
Right.
The Frost family.
I mean, if you want to, I love money. You know,
the Frost family does not take any money for anything.
I mean, if you're thinking about sending money to Von Helton, send it to me instead. Okay.
There you go.
If he put to better use, I won't buy hot Matchbox cars.
Hey, I need a new Civil War tent. You know, if you want to.
It's Polly's Customs from YouTube.
We're getting Facebook invitations.
Yeah. Like-minded people, you know.
Hey, we got a hobby that's kind of expensive. You know, the Civil War reenactment.
There you go.
I mean, y'all want to.
Maybe you guys should start a YouTube channel with the Civil War reenactment. You never know.
We could do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
could do that. We'd have plenty of content. I mean, we could do that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, let's hear what Von's saying live here. I'm sure it's engaging.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's 11:30.
Oh, here we go.
2:32 in the tri-state.
I guess not. Maybe not.
2:32 in the tri-state.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh, we're almost
up said.
Again.
How many people are watching our channel right now?
Right now, we are over 200 people watching live.
Over 200.
Oh, snap.
And on his Twitch, I think he had 40. I don't know.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's hovering around there.
Now, what'd you say, Larry?
Your son's watching.
I know my son's watching. So's my daughter-in-law. So's my mother-in-law.
The whole family's watching. Right
They're
now.
getting a kick out of here.
All the Frosts are tuned in.
Yeah.
Well, let's watch just a little bit more of this. Let's go back to what he has to say here. And again, like some people that criticize us, I think it's only fair if they can get on a platform and completely slander and distort the truth of people. I think if they choose to, and in this case, like, you know, Marsha has reached out to me, Larry has reached out to me, we've exchanged back and forth. And if they ask for the opportunity to simply counter that, I don't really see what the big deal is. You know, I don't see it. I think just it's tit for tat, you know. I don't think you're obligated to, but if you feel the need to, here's a platform for you.
The biggest difference is we can back up what we say. His is all lies. You know, that's the difference.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, let's watch more of this.
Look at mom's house and who's coming in and out. You don't know Larry or Tom. You hired a guy or some Tom, Dick, and Harry going in and out of the mom's house.
Don't know.
Vaughn, man, holy cow, man.
Well, I wanted to get ahead of this.
People on you, man.
I wanted to get ahead of this because I want to make it abundantly clear that if my mother dies during the middle of the night, it's because she did not get adequate rest. And she did not get adequate rest because Larry Frost stuck his nose in between me and my mother once again.
Well, we're going to check out the live. I heard that Jdubs has made an appearance.
Oh, yeah?
So I don't know if he's got anything smart to say. I doubt it because he usually doesn't. Give me a second to pull this back up. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. We'll pull him back up. We'll see what words of wisdom that Jdubs has.
Please pray for me.
Yes, sir.
He's crying.
He looks good. I might be able to get a house with a wife here.
That would be nice, man. That will be nice.
My own place, my own house.
Life is finally going to get out of his mother's basement.
Nothing. I was just looking.
So to give you guys a rundown of kind of what he's been talking about, I find this interesting because it was just last week, days ago, that he was literally making videos crying, saying that he quit the internet.
What other people, Larry?
So I find it interesting he's never actually left the internet. But
no, you'd have to be in Twitch with them. But Irby won't. Irby will not have us in his live because.
Anyways, a few weeks ago, I called out Jdubs. No, that's okay. They can talk. I'll just mute for a sec. I called out Jdubs because every time he'd bring me up, he'd always talk about assholes and penises and fucking and gay sex. And I'm just like, dude, what is your fucking weirdo obsession with me that way? Like, every time you mention my name or someone mentions my name, he talks about bending me over and sticking his dick up my ass and doing all this shit. And then it was like a day later or so, he made up this invisible girlfriend that he found. Then he said they're engaged to be married, and he bought $1,000 ring, but he couldn't afford to move out of his 1-bedroom fucking apartment or it's not even 1-bedroom apartment. He literally rents a room and shares a toilet, which he's getting evicted from, second place getting kicked out of, with allegations of smearing shit all over the bathroom. That's another story. So you fast forward, and apparently what has happened, and we will be covering it this week, folks, is that somebody, Mr. Ree, in our Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers Discord, dropped an audio recording of a little powwow between Jdubs, a man named Adam Lore, and a moderator, or mediator, I should say, named John Paul, where 10 years ago, Jdubs had to have an intervention because he was gay stalking this Adam Lore, sending him messages, on and on, calling him darling, saying he was going to come out of the closet for him, all this kind of shit. So we're going to play that recording later. Not tonight, but later in the week. That recording comes out. Everything Nice, the YouTube channel, does a live review of it. Jdubs comes out. I'm leaving the internet. Me and my new fiance, we're going to get married. We're going to live happily ever after. This is goodbye, Vaughn. He made a YouTube video where he literally cries about God destroying his enemies or some shit. And that was like, 2-3 days ago, folks? And now he's back. Now he's buying a house. See if he has anything else to say here.
Scumbag.
Ronnie Ray Frost. He's another one of the Frosts. He's Marsha Frost's husband. Another one of the Frosts.
And he's coming on the internet and trolling you too?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. His wife is the one that told my eldest daughter to write on the wall, "I'm hungry," and then she took pictures of it and plastered it all over the internet, claiming that I was starving my children. That was nice, wasn't it? Wasn't that nice? That was fucking
That
nice.
is nice of them. They're real sick fuckers.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it?
You know what I think about that? They should be lined up against the wall.
Yeah, well, they gotta be in a jury of their peers first.
Yeah, jury of their peers, tried, convicted, and line up against the wall.
Yeah, well. Solar, are you coming in or not, dude? My goodness, man. How long does it take to get in here?
No, Solar's busy hanging out in my chat right now, actually, Vaughn. He's out in the chat watching this live stream. Then he'll go in there and throw us all over the bus and call us a bunch of douchebags for what we're doing. So that guy, Solar Marshall, a.k.a. Dan, that Vaughn just mentioned, he's actually in our chat watching the live stream right now, just so you guys know. So
Who is Solar?
That's he's in the chat right now, in our live stream right now. He's one of Vaughn's buddies.
Is he on our side?
He's one of Vaughn's supporters.
Well, it's not. I don't look at his sides, but he's a Jdubs light, I would call him.
Well, I see. Right. He just had no problem saying who I was or saying what he believes my wife did. See, that was what got us to leave that property. Like, we quit going over there just because he kept trying to say my wife was teaching them kids all that stuff.
Let me interject something right there, dear.
Uh-oh, here she goes.
Give me this earpiece here. Now, mind you, when Layla wrote, "I'm hungry," on the wall, I had not been at that property for 6 months. I got a phone call from Aunt Alice saying, "Vaughn's going to be in trouble with CPS again. I need you to come down here and clean."
What's that, Larry?
But before you do, I need somebody to take pictures. I can't
believe he brought that back up.
I said, "Are you sure you want me to take pictures?" She said, "Yes. Before you start cleaning, I need pictures."
How much does it take to get out of jail for assault?
I said pictures off. When push come to shove, after I scrubbed the house for the 10th time with my daughter, took us 10 days to scrub a single wide 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. 10 days. I got subpoenaed to court from CPS. Now, mind you, the pictures that I had taken, I hadn't showed anybody. My mother-in-law did see them, but other than that, those pictures did not get shared. They did get printed. They were in my possession till I went to court. Gave them to the CPS lady. I do not have those pictures to this day. Do not own them. Do not care what happened to them. I'm standing out in the hallway. Andrea is at the court. Andrea's lawyer is there. Andrea's lawyer hands her a stack of photos. That thick. See how thick? In a manila envelope. Andrea starts thumbing through those photos. He had the same photos, but he didn't get them from me. Andrea left the courtroom with those photos. The next day when we all went back to court, the lawyer said, "Andrea, I need those photos." Andrea gives them back to the lawyer. The lawyer says, "Hey, there's a couple of these photos missing." And she goes, "I only took the ones with my kids in them because I don't have any pictures of my kids." What happened to that after that? Don't know, don't care, not my problem. I did what I was hired to do. I got paid $6 an hour to clean this trailer. And I looked at her and I said, "You know what? Instead of $6 an hour, just give me $50 a day. I don't care if I'm here 12 hours. Just $50 a day. I need a little bit of compensation for being down here in this filth." I painted the ceilings over there 3 times. Yeah, we were scrubbing poop off the wall with a putty knife. With a damn putty knife.
Because it was so dried and caked.
I know. The poop was dried and caked on the walls. I hadn't been there in 6 months. When I would go to clean, I would see the children in passing. I'd get a hug. Hi, guys. How you doing? Oh, we're doing great. Alice would call me at lunchtime. Marcia, you need to come over here and make lunch for everybody. Okay, on my way. I'd go over there and I'd cook lunch. We'd all sit and have lunch. I'd go back to cleaning. Kids would stay with Alice. Wouldn't talk to them. But yet I coached them to do these things. No, they did these things because they were unsupervised by their father. Marcia Frost doesn't coax anybody to do anything.
Well, wait a minute. I'm confused because the people, literally two of them, that hang out with Von Helton and support him and gaslight him, they don't seem to think there's anything wrong with the kids living in an environment where there's shit on the walls and it smells like fucking garbage bags and beef stew. And...
To each their own, man. I mean, if they think that's healthy, that's fine. I raised 3 healthy children. 3 healthy children. 2 served the military. 1 is still serving. I have a college student standing in my living room, 2 years down. Calm down. Not one time did CPS come and take my children. As a matter of fact, I was the neighborhood babysitter. I would have 10 children under my care. So, I mean, I worked in a daycare center for 2 years.
Right. Well, let's tune back in here and see what's cracking.
Sorry.
123. 123 today.
Dude, that's great, man.
They're lower than a snake's belly. That's exactly what they are. They're lower than there's crooked as a dog's back, as a hind leg too. Mm-hmm. Crooked as a dog's hind leg. Oh, what happened?
She just wanted another chip.
We need a new Nuremberg for the online criminals. That's exactly what I'm thinking now. Now you think that's what well, we had Woody got all butthurt that I said that we should reopen Auschwitz and just start putting these people in there. No, wait, no. I said we should turn the UN building in New York as a military prison. Mm-hmm. A good woman improves a man's health. That's right. I have a good woman. I do have a good woman.
An imaginary woman, folks. A woman does not exist. A woman does not exist. I'd be very surprised.
Does anyone actually want to know who my girlfriend is?
Oh, here we go.
My fiance.
He's not going to do it.
I bet they're clamoring. I bet they're probably clamoring to find out, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think.
If I showed a picture of them, they'd be beating off day and night over the picture.
Oh, look at this. Yeah,
you know that they would do that, right, Vaughn?
No, what they do is they put it in a Google image search, and they'd have all of her information by this time tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that too. They would be beating off and doing that. Yeah, both. But
this is like the guy who, like, fucking, I have a hot girlfriend, but she goes to another school and nobody ever meets her. And it's pretty pathetic. It's pretty like the mindset of these man-childs, man. Jdubs is an imaginary girlfriend that he spends no time with because he's always laying in his fucking plastic sheets hanging out with Von Helton every night. Like, come on, folks.
Well, I mean, should be in a gown and all that and stuff.
Don't do it.
All right, I won't do it, Vaughn. If Vaughn's my lawyer, Vaughn says don't do it.
There you go, baby.
God, Vaughn, your mic is shit. That sounds awful.
I'll tell you what. If I get enough donations, how many donations should I put it up for?
What's that?
The wedding. Stream the wedding. If I get enough donations, if I get enough people donating, I'll do it.
You get 0 donations, Jdub.
It depends on how bad the trolls want the information. Because see, if you stream the wedding, they'll have her face. They'll probably hear her name, because I'm sure somebody will call her name out during the wedding.
Yeah.
So, I would put $10,000 on it. If you give John $10,000, he'll stream his wedding. That way, at least you got a little bit of money out of the deal before they try to make your life a living hell. Because you know they're going to. They're going to try to make your life a living hell. And that's why.
That sounds good. They put, if I get a couple of thousand, if I get some money in the PayPal, and if all the trolls chip in, I'll shit.
20,000.
That's asking for a lot, Bob. 20,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Do you not know what I've been through for the last 12 years?
I know.
Okay, all right. So 20,000 is getting all pretty fucking easy, I think.
It's getting off pretty easy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like New York, but hate all the liberals up there. Yeah, well, I didn't like the huge cost of living that there was in New York. You know, I mean, I thought I was making good money at my job, and it was just, you know.
Is Solar coming?
Oh. Because he's in Secular's chat, and I'm like, well, why are you in Secular's chat where you're outnumbered 20-1 when you can come in here where you're not outnumbered and you can get your message out and get your point across? That makes no sense. It makes no sense to be in a chat where you're not going to get heard, where you can come in here and be heard and seen and get your message out and get your point across.
Right. You can come on in here and get your message across, Solar. Why don't you go over there and tell fucking Jdubs and Vaughn to get their fucking balls out of their socks and fucking I gave Vaughn the stream link. The 3 of you can come in. That's fair. State your case. I'm fair. I'm just here for the facts. So the invitation's open. He has the link. 3 of you can all come in.
No man has stamina like me, man. I have the stamina to go all night.
Oh, Jdub, you can't even fucking rack carts at Walmart.
Well, if Solar will get in here, I'll do another hour. How about that?
That sounds good. If he doesn't, then we'll go to bed.
Then we'll just go to bed. Yeah, screw it. We'll go to bed.
I got a movie. Yeah, I can watch a movie or something. I got things to do.
Yep. Here's Solar. If you don't come in, we're shutting her down, buddy. So get your butt in here.
Shut her down.
Yep, we're going to shut her down, man. I wish I could have Vaughn as my consigliere. I'm trying to remember what the hell that word means. I'm drawing a blank, man.
Isn't that from the mafia?
I'm having a brain fart. No, it's not mafia, I don't think. I think it's something like a... Maybe it's literally a cosigner. I don't know. I'm trying to think. What the hell... I've heard the word a few times, but I don't remember the.
Give the fans what they want. Why don't the fans give us a couple of dollars on the bank account? If you send me some money in PayPal, I'll go. I'll keep going.
Yeah, we need to. We really need. I need some money in my Cash App bad, dude.
I need some money in the Cash App bad too.
Yeah.
PayPal too. Whatever you want to do.
He's not defending himself. He's one of them. Oh, okay. Well.
Solar turned on us.
Solar, old weather guy says he's over in Secular's chat agreeing with him and siding with them. He's not defending himself. That's what old weather guy is saying in Secular's chat.
Oh, you're a troll now. You're a troll
Yeah,
again.
long-standing United States policy: never negotiate with terrorists ever. Long-standing U.S. policy. And these people are clearly terrorists. Do another hour. Give the fans what they want. Aaron Fish, if you knew how exhausting it was just cutting what little bit of stuff I cut, and then doing the gluing and all that, and
he was exhausted, folks. He is exhausted from fucking sitting at that table and cutting out a bunch of stickers. You don't understand how exhausting that is, folks.
I'm gonna go look at their damn chat. No, I'm not.
You pussy.
I'm not.
I appreciate Solid defending us against the trolls, but man, you're gonna take a pounding in there, man.
Yeah, just get out of there and get over here. Otherwise, I'm shutting this bitch down in about 6 minutes.
Shut the fucker down. That's what I was saying. Shut the fucker down.
I'm gonna shut it down. If he's not here in 6 minutes, I am. That's for damn sure. Ain't no point in keeping it going.
Where the fuck is my TV blasting? Holy shit, the fucking sound is blasting.
I don't know, brother. I know, let's see what we got going on.
Yeah, what do we... All right, man. I gotta, all right, we're gonna have to get rid of old weather guy. He's getting kind of fucking little. Now, I mean, come on, Sailor is not one of them. If he's in there taking a pound, then he's not a fucking troll, you fucking moron.
If he's in there not defending us, then that means he's with them. If he's not, he's either with us or he's with them. And if he's not defending us, then he has to be with them. That would be logic. That would be simple logic. But one of Paladin says he's fighting them. Old weather guy says he's not fighting them. So, you know. And Aaron Gillfish says do another hour, but I don't think so. I think we're going to wrap it up. I'm trying to find something if I can. I know I had something here. Let me try this one. Maybe this is the one, or not. Pardon me.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Here we go. You're going to love this one.
What happened?
You're going to actually love this one.
Will I?
Yeah, you're going to love this one. Brazilian city cuts hospitalizations and mortality rates in half after
No, I'm not even going to go there with Vaughn. I've learned my lesson about his COVID rants. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, what develops there. So, Ron, does anybody have anything to say over on your side?
Oh boy, it's just funny, man. I don't know. He's so ignorant. I'm just loving the super chats and everybody's, being real nice to us in here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for a bunch of terrorists.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of terrorists. That's what we do.
I'll tell you what. We'll see if Vaughn shuts her down or not. They're being their typical.
They've run out of content. They're going around in circles now. They're running out of content. Their content is our content right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a vicious circle of
It's great. I enjoyed it.
A little more of this. A little more of this.
Secular.
Oh, what's going on? Did she have some? Oh, she was just asking if I could hear Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him on.
Somebody shake something shiny at him.
We're just reading the chat.
Right. Okay, good enough. We'll check out a little more of this.
Hornet's nest, and got Jessica Judy to go to that hospital and play 20 questions with my mother. My mother never got the rest she needed. So I want to make that abundantly clear. because I know how they are. They'll try to spin this. They'll try to turn it around, say it was my fault she died. I want to make that abundantly clear that it is not my fault. I stayed away. I did the right thing. I stayed away and let the specialists and the doctors and everybody handle their job. Okay, I did what was right. Okay, the last thing that a stroke victim needs is someone up there playing 20 questions with them. They need rest. They need quiet, especially with the center, the center that controls the mouth and speech and food and eating and all that, the motor skills of the mouth and that, which is the exact center that was affected. Okay, what are the doctors saying? Well, the doctors give me a best case scenario and a worst case scenario, and I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, until we know more. Again, I wasn't even going to discuss this until I knew more information. That's why I didn't answer the phone. That's why I didn't answer any emails. That's why I didn't answer any messages, because I honestly did not know anything
how
yet.
did this first leak on the internet? Who's leaking it? How did Dan find out?
I guess Dan found out through Larry. Larry has been telling everyone, I guess.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
The first thing he does is jump on the internet and just spread some Lashon Hara.
I'm not aware of Larry spreading it to everybody. He simply posted on Facebook to pray for Alice, and people saw it. And that it's not like Larry is out, behind the scenes, mass emailing everybody, how many ever hundreds of people that Von Helton thinks are fucking, that give a fuck enough. That's not the case, but he keeps spinning it like that. Like Larry is like running behind Von Helton's back and spreading rumors and gossip and fucking horseshit. But it's really just everybody saw what was posted on Facebook. That's all it really was. So, anyways, I just wanted to clarify that point.
Evil speech around the internet. That's a nice guy right there. That's a wonderful person.
Well, that's the thing. It's not his mother that's in the hospital. That's my mother. That's my business.
Well, he's doing
it's
it just to stick it to you. He's doing it to hurt you, obviously.
Like I said, she's not even a close relative of his. Not even a close relative.
Von, if she pops you back,
he is a distant relative to her half brother, Arnold. Okay. So he's nowhere near. He's not even in this galaxy.
Larry's trying to kill your mother so he can get the inheritance and all the property and all that.
I don't know.
Well, we all know. We know what he's trying to do.
We'll see.
You see how he gaslights? You see how, like, Jdubs knows better, but he's putting the seeds in Von's head, right? He's like, he's just baiting Von. And that's what makes it fucking disgusting. I mean, it's one thing enough to say, oh yeah, Von Helton's stupid and comes up and he's a liar and he comes up with all this shit. Jdubs has absolutely nothing to gain by fucking sticking his fucking crooked nose in this fucking mess, right? He's just there because he completely gets off on the drama and manipulating Von. And Von thinks this guy is his friend. This guy is not his friend. He's poisoning Von Helton's deluded fucking mind just so he can sit there and be part of a drama fucking fest. That's the reality of fucking Jdubs. I don't know, Ron, did you have anything you wanted to speak on that?
Really, I wanted to answer a question. Somebody asked who the female was that went to the hospital to see Alice. That is
granddaughter.
That is her granddaughter, who we actually got. She sent a picture of her holding Alice's hand at the hospital today because Alice is not coherent. She is not awake.
She did recognize her though.
She'll wake up and look around and then go right back to sleep. We haven't, she tried to talk but was unable. It was just mumble.
I think she said she understood 2 words that she said.
He's saying that somebody's poisoning her mind in the hospital or causing more damage to her or whatever. Well, she's not even awake.
Right.
So it's all bullshit.
That was pretty sad. Yeah. Go ahead.
Comfort Doll said something about the property.
It said something about the property was Alice's before she married bigger, but no. Well,
actually,
they had been married for years in Ohio and moved down here.
Alice owned several properties even while they were married, but they were all in Alice's name. And then they got a divorce for financial reasons, because once you get on Social Security, if you are married, you receive less compensation from Social Security because you draw off of your spouse. Okay. So they did a financial divorce. That's the only reason they separated. Okay.
Well, the main reason was to protect Alice's money because Irby didn't have any.
That too. And she bought that house, that property. Well,
Irby, the one down below.
The one, yeah. Well, she lived in it for a little bit, and then she bought the property and put the trailer on it. But then she even owned Little Jim's house before she bought the property that they're on now. But all of that was Alice's property before and even after the divorce. That's all been Alice's property. Alice has been like a property mogul. She likes to flip. She used to like to flip properties, I guess you could say, because she would get properties and rent them, because there was several. She had several renters. We have friends that we're still friends with to this day that rented from her because they said she was a really good landlord.
What kills me is we are trying to protect his children's inheritance by blocking him. That's the truth. We don't want anything. We don't get anything.
I don't want anything from Aunt Alice.
All we are doing is what Alice wants us to do.
It.
She wanted them babies to have everything.
You're welcome, Comfort Doll.
Not Mr. Vaughn. So that's what we are doing, and he can't stand it. He can't get his hands on it. You know, he actually slimed his way in and got 30 grand of her money or more. We don't know exactly how much he went and took out of the bank, but we are trying to protect them babies' inheritance. It's not his.
We owe
his
Vaughn
kids.
$25,000 in back rent. That's funny. I never rented from Alice.
Really?
I've never rented from Aunt
It's
Alice.
just ridiculous, the lies, and the hate that he spread.
Yes, I did. I heard you, but I don't. Larry, you've been taking care of her property. I don't think you owe her any back rent. When she was coherent, she said you've been helping.
He was defeated before he ever got started.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Hello, viewers. Yeah, I got questions. Firstly, Wesley, hello. Welcome. And the Freak, how you doing? Welcome. And that's those are the two out of the three watching. Okay. Yeah. So what's going on here is this speed? The Freak, you asked if this is speed. Which one? Well, no, neither. No one's speed. You got Von Helton in the middle with a red shirt and the pigeon or the dove or whatever on his microphone, and then you got Jdubs on the right. That you see his face, and watching this video are Secular Opinion on the over here, and these guys over here. And if you don't know who Von Helton is, you don't know who Von Helton is. Von Helton's been he's a landmark on the internet. If you don't know who, do you know who Jdubs is? If you don't know who Jdubs or Von Helton is, then you have just arrived on the internet like last night. Seriously. But I'm just gonna let this run because this is history being made today that we're watching.
So I mean,
all lies.
She had a old Ford tractor in the barn. He sold to somebody for $200, which it would have been worth.
Garden,
what,
$50,000 tractor for $200? Was it?
Yeah,
an antique Ford tractor that was probably.
Who do you think is answers in atheism? I'm not following you, dude. There's Von Helton and Jdubs in the big two image column in the middle, and then on the side in the smaller column are Secular Opinion and Marsha. They are they are related to Von Helton. They're like cousins or something. And the mother just had a stroke. Von Helton's mother just had a stroke. Von Helton has 3 kids, and there's a race. I think they call it a race, or there's a grab. All the money that's going to come from when this lady dies, when Von Helton's mother dies, all the money the cousins want to go to Von Helton's 3 children. But Von Helton, who lives in a trailer, his mother's trailer, when she dies, he's out. So he's doing whatever he can, number one, to be the inheritor of all his mother's money. And then number 2, to make sure that his children don't get any. He's a real piece of work. Just put Von Helton into your Google search, and sorry, to YouTube search, and you'll come up with some wonderful stuff.
It was probably worth 50 grand anyway.
I know
So
you still pay rent,
$200.
Larry. Larry, even though Larry takes care of all of the finances and pays all of her bills, Larry pays his rent.
Okay, Larry is another one of the cousins who's on the phone. He is, I guess he's got, what do they call it? Come on. What do they call it? Signing powers. When you got signing powers, signing authority, power of attorney. Jesus. He's got power of attorney over his aunt, great aunt, or whatever she is. And Von Helton, of course, is trying to. He's a real greasy, slimy piece of shit. Just both of these two are greasy, slimy pieces of shit. It's no wonder that they're together, because they've both sort of slid to the bottom of the barrel and met each other there. Let's carry on.
Rent every.
No, the mom just had a stroke like this morning, and there's no indication that she's even going to die. So this is just really just hillbilly trash talk stuff.
If something happens to her, I'm sure that the lawyers and Larry are all going to get together, and they're going to throw him off the property, and then they're going to liquidate everything and put it in a trust for them kids when they turn 18 or 21 or whatever they set it up for. I mean, it's in her will. It all goes to them babies, and that's what we're trying to preserve. And it's it's hard when we're dealing with him and his lies and all this crap. And then she got dementia, and then that just he keyed in on her dementia and caught her on a bad day and took her downtown and got into her
His
account
name is
and
not on
robbed
any
her.
of the accounts right now. Larry has full
Has full control of all the
of
finances
money
right now.
He's been paying the bills. He's been. Can you find the year and model of a Ford tractor? Actually, no. I don't know how I would.
It was a Ford, and it was it was what do they
old.
call it? A tricycle. It had the 2 little skinny front wheels, right?
The guy that has the tractor right now wants $8,000 for it.
Is trying to sell it for $8,000, and he'll get it. I mean, it's worth more than that.
Oh yeah, because it's an antique. You had it running at one point, didn't you, babe?
I had it running, right?
Yeah.
That was about 10 years ago when she had me out there working.
At least 10 years ago,
I used to do everything for
Alice.
I used to cut her grass. I used to do all that stuff, and then he started that crap. My wife was cleaning for Alice and ended up over there cleaning his house.
Dude, I had to endure.
And when them pictures surfaced, he blamed it all on my wife, and we quit going over there.
I'm not the greatest looking person in the world, but for somebody to be all up on me and even look at me, he caught me out in the driveway one time and looked at me and said, "Marsha, if something happened to Ronnie, I will take care of you."
That money.
Oh wow!
I mean, I don't know what the local prosecutors. I mean, we've
No,
given them all this
I'm good.
information. I don't know why nothing's happened yet. I mean, I believe it's because Alice didn't want it to happen. She didn't want anything to happen to Irby. That's her baby, you know.
Right.
So
I didn't know.
that's why he's still where he is, because that's what Alice wanted.
Yes,
If
Alice
something
loves
happens
her
to her,
son,
though,
no
our
matter
job
how.
is to protect the estate,
Right.
and the estate is for the babies, not for Vaughn.
So I
So
just
if
wanted
something
to-
does happen to her, his
Okay.
money, his cash cow is gone.
I just wanted to address a couple things. Oh, Larry wants something to say. Go ahead, Larry.
What's up, Larry? Go for it, Larry.
You can't that Irby has the medical power.
That's what
Yes.
he said. Does he have the medical power of attorney?
Irby has the yes.
He does.
He is responsible
So
for
you
her.
got the guardianship. He got the medical power of attorney.
Yes.
I control all money, all properties. He controls all medicines, her doctor's appointments, and feeding her.
But
How many
Larry,
doctor's appointments has he took her to?
thank you.
In the last 2 years, none. I've took her to every one.
Okay.
Did you hear Larry?
He told me that the doctor never called him to make an appointment. Doctors don't call you to make appointments. You call the doctor.
It's the
and make
blood
Yep.
heir of the estate.
Unbelievable.
That's not what her will says.
Yeah, I just want to touch on a couple things real fast here. A couple people, because we covered it earlier. So, what will happen to the kids' inheritance if they go to foster care for good? Will Vaughn go, or will it go to Vaughn then? But the thing is, it's
No,
until they're
no,
21,
I don't.
right?
If she left
I
it to them
believe it
kids,
is-
it doesn't matter where they're
Yeah,
at or
I
who their
think it's
parents are
still-
at the time. I mean,
Yeah, I think
it says in her will that those three children are going to split her estate 3 ways when they turn
Yes.
18 or
No
21.
matter where she,
No matter where they
are.
end up, right? He has no stake in none of this legally.
The last I heard about the will was he was allotted $250 a month. That should take care of his utilities because he's on free gas.
Right, but the problem is,
that don't take
if the
care of
kids still got
facilities.
10 years before they'll
I know
inherit it,
that. It'll
he'll
be
burn through
gone,
every bit of
taking
her
care of the
estate
property. Yes,
before
I know.
they ever inherit anything.
I know.
So that don't even pay his light bill.
His light bill? How much is his light bill?
2.5.
What?
In the winter, it's 3.
What's he running in
What
that
is he
trailer
running?
to run up
I've got natural
$250
gas.
a month in
My light.
utilities?
In the house is on all day, all night.
He's
I
scared
have
of the dark.
A
Okay.
3-bedroom house, about the same size. I mean, I'm in a house. He's in a trailer.
We're just putting the truth out there because everybody needs to know, man. You know, this guy has been getting away with this for too long.
I just want to clear up another thing too. A question was asked: how do we know that Vaughn hasn't got his mom to change her will? That would have to go through the Frost, right? That'd have to go through James.
That has to go through the
it has to go
lawyer.
through the
When
courts.
the lawyer, I
They're
think,
not
took
gonna do it.
control of
They
that
know
when
she's
she.
got dementia. They're not going to let her change her will
Nope.
at this point. Everything is locked in.
Nope.
It's done.
Before she was diagnosed with full on dementia, the lawyer had control of that and said, "Nope, this is the will. Nothing else can be changed."
The only way I think there could even be a possible change in the will would be the lawyer, power of attorney, and the executive of the will would all 3 have to agree on it.
And not medical power of attorney. You're talking about you.
The property and
You-
financial.
Power of attorney.
Well, that
It's just me, little Jim,
Lou,
and
yeah,
our lawyer.
right. 2 Frosts and the lawyer, right?
Yeah, exactly. 2 Frost and a lawyer.
Yeah.
Which I got news for Von Helton. He may have the Helton last name, but Frost blood runs through
Your
Stinky
man.
Pants.
Yep.
He was showing a
Stinky
picture
Pants.
of
And I
Guilford
hate
Frost.
to have to admit to that too.
On
but
a
it's
video,
true. He is related to
That
me.
is Guilford Frost.
Yeah.
His grandfather.
Yeah, he held
Alice's daddy.
He held a picture of my great grandpa up when he was talking about his Indian heritage. One of those pictures he held up was my great grandpa.
Right, exactly.
I'm coming. Just a moment.
It was crazy. He just grabbed a picture off the wall.
Yes.
Oh, well, this is my Indian, blah, blah, blah. It's like, really?
Well, let's let these two, Tweedledee.
If anybody's got any
Tweedledum
more
here.
questions, we're here.
Yeah,
So-
we'll hit a few more questions. Yeah.
Well, according to Kentucky law, if she passes, it all comes to me. That's Kentucky law. There's no way they can get around it. No judge is going to sign off of it because they'll lose their judgeship. So it all comes to me. That is the law.
Vaughn, you need to get a lawyer.
I can't afford a lawyer. I ain't got 10 grand.
Call
You got
a
10
lawyer.
grand.
Say you're gonna get an
I
inheritance.
called several pro bono lawyers. They all hung up on me.
Really?
Yeah. Really.
You're going to get
We
everything.
can't help you.
You mean they all saw through
Explain
you,
the
Ron?
situation. You're going to get all this money.
I should get everything. I should, according to Kentucky law, it all becomes mine. I'm the sole blood heir of the estate. I should get everything.
But
See, if they pay enough crooked judges and enough fucking crooked lawyers, they can probably steal my shit.
Larry's hoping that she drops deader than Jesus, and he swoops in and takes all the money.
Maybe.
That's what he wants. I mean, what do you mean, maybe? This is what he wants.
I don't know. Maybe.
More allegations from Jdubs, just stoking that fire. Stoking that fire.
We'll see.
Just,
the last thing a stroke patient needs is for people to be playing 20 questions with them. They need rest. They need to recuperate. They need quiet. They really need a dark room is what they need so that they can concentrate on healing. But, that didn't happen. So I want to make it abundantly clear, if my mother dies in the middle of the night, it will be Larry Frost of Oneida, Kentucky, and Jessica Judy of Hamilton, Ohio, that are responsible for her death. Period. End of story.
Wow.
I did the right thing.
What an
I stayed
asshole.
away. I listened to the specialist. I listened to the doctor. I listened to the hospital.
It's funny. He says all these things, but then later when they're asking him questions, like why they moved her, when they moved her, what's going on, he has no idea. Yet he claims he's talking to all the doctors and the specialists. And notice out of the list of things that Von Helton did, he conveniently leaves out the fact that he knowingly left his mother on the floor for 3 hours before he could be bothered to call the ambulance to come because something might be wrong.
Who said, and I quote, "We won't know anything definite until tomorrow."
Wow.
Right now, she needs rest. And I agreed with them. They agreed with me. We had this under control. Once again, we had the situation under control, and the Frosts fucked it up. Period. End of story. Just like they fucked up the bank account that me and Mom had, just like they fucked up everything else.
Scumbags.
But, unfortunately, I know nothing's going to be done because they ain't done nothing yet. I mean, the Frosts have committed numerous felonies. Where the fuck's the police at? Where's the FBI? Where's CIA? Where's anybody? They're all hiding under their desk, I guess. Or washing their tights or some shit because they sure as fuck ain't making no damn arrests now, are they?
No.
I wish I could commit multiple felonies and get away with it. That would be awesome. But see, I know as soon as I break the law, they'll be down on me like white on rice. That right now.
Well, also, you're an ethical person, so you don't want to be evil.
Correct. Exactly.
Oh, midnight. What you do?
Vaughn is an ethical person coming from the dude who's sitting here accusing people he doesn't even know of murder plots. Okay. Just to put that in perspective. You guys have anything you want to say?
What do you want to know?
I'd love to really know if he was cashing Jerry's checks after they took.
I don't know. That's what I've been hearing, that they're going after him for all that money, that he was still collecting food stamps.
Right, he probably has.
And Jerry's check for a while after they removed the kids from the house.
How in the world can we?
He may be in trouble himself over that. I mean, who knows?
We must be some very powerful people if we
are
can
some powerful people that we can control the courts, and we can create Alice's stroke and just affect her speech so she can't testify.
Right.
We're voodoo. We're voodoo child.
Oh, it's coming out at 7 million Jim stole. We never seen it. Yeah,
7
okay.
million, that little Jim stole.
Okay.
Right.
Little Jim had his own money. Little Jim retired from a company. He's
ridiculous.
a Vietnam decorated war veteran. He doesn't need Alice's money nor wants
somebody asked what we knew about his military service. Well, I know that his mother had to go rescue him from
he didn't even
Fort
finish
Hood,
basic.
Texas, wasn't it?
I don't
because know. They called and said that she had to come get him before somebody killed him.
He washed out. Somebody was
washed
picking on him. He couldn't handle it.
But
and he did something he wasn't even supposed to do.
Any military service.
He left.
He showed up for basic training, I think.
He left the base before permission.
Oh, he went AWOL.
Yeah, because Alice showed up at the base and talked to his sergeant and said, "Where is James? I'm here to get him." And he said, "Well, if he's not, they went." He wasn't at the barracks.
Well, I know Colson said
He
he went and
went
found him
off post and was working a job as a dishwasher
Yeah,
when Mommy came to
bullied
rescue
out
him.
of boot camp. That's right. That's what I heard.
That's what Alice told me, standing in her kitchen.
Yeah. And then he comes off of like, I've seen these videos where he's talking about being a tanker and stuff. Well, that's my story. I mean,
I don't think he was a 19 kilo. I don't think that was his
I'm
MOS.
the kilo in this family.
No, you're not the only kilo in this family.
Who else is a kilo?
No, Tater's not a kilo. Yeah,
No,
he's not a kilo.
I'm
he's a
the only
mechanic.
kilo
What is he?
in this family.
What is his? He's the mechanic, not the kilo.
But yeah, I mean, we've talked about that before, Secular. He stole my valor and used it as his own.
Yeah, I found
You'll
that
hear him
fascinating.
telling stories about his tank commander and all
I
this
got a
stuff. He wasn't even in
DD-214
tanks.
sitting
He
here.
never even finished. Yeah, and I got my DD-214
right here,
in case
right here, and
anybody
I can
wants to
show
see
it to him. Hold on, you right there, and I can get him to see it if you want to see it. The DD-214.
She's going to show it.
Oh,
Oh,
Hannah.
First, show the name right there.
I'm trying to get it to work.
Well, you're gonna have to flip the phone around where
Well,
you
we can see it. We can see it.
Well, we can't see because there's a little bit of lag between my computer and our. There, turn the camera around.
I don't know how to turn the camera around in this chat.
No, we can see it.
Adorable.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Well, go down here. Let's see, right here. Army Service Ribbon, National Defense Service Medal, Southwest Asia Service Medal with 2 Bronze Service Stars, Kuwaiti Liberation Medal, Expert Badge Pistol and Grenade, Army Lapel Button, and then I got out. So,
well, that's funny
because
that's funny because Vaughn's says that he can't come back to the Army.
Well, I mean, me and him we both have the same separation code, but the reason for that is I got barred to reenlistment because after combat, I was dealing with PTSD and come home on leave and got carried away, you know. But his doesn't say what mine says.
Right. No.
Granted, I was not trying to go back in the Army. They were in the process of putting me out for PTSD. I come home and acted the fool and got in trouble. I'm not afraid to admit that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He washed out of basic.
Literally, he was doing.
Mine will even tell you I have the same reentry code, RE3, which means I would have to get a waiver in order to get back in the Army.
But
that's what that means.
In the remarks, it says subject to active duty recall.
Yeah, that's me, but not him. Mine says a locally imposed bar to reenlistment. That's, I took an early out. Instead of getting put out for the PTSD by med board, I took an early out because of the trouble I got in.
Right.
I'm not afraid to admit that.
No. 100%. Well, let's have another little listen here.
Hey.
Who is that in there?
Midnight.
Who is that in there? Is that John? Is that John? Is that John?
Get him! Kill him!
She's inside. All right, get over there. Lay down, doggy. Yeah, but this is just this is a crock of shit. And the thing of it is, his meddling this time could really get her killed for real.
Yeah.
Could really get her killed for real.
Well, there's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
a
Can you
special
guys
place
even
in
hear this?
Gehenna where he's gonna burn.
I'm sorry, I didn't even put the screen up. I'm an idiot. Everyone's. All right, let's do this again. I apologize, folks. We didn't really miss anything. I don't know if anybody heard it. Let's do this. There we go. One-man show, folks. One-man show.
Yeah, well, I don't think you'll even get past the River Styx myself, but you never know. We'll see.
Yeah. He's not gonna make it out the front door alive, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if people actually think Vaughn should be there, Vaughn doesn't have money to travel. So this
Vaughn does not have any money. They drain me of every
This is what I think they should do. So if you slimy little cocksuckers out there in the internet think that Vaughn should be with his mother, donate a couple of dollars to Vaughn and help him get there then.
Exactly.
Send the $10, $20, $30, $40. Send some gas money, some fucking Uber money.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be, you talking about, oh, Vaughn should do this, Vaughn should do that. Then you pony up the money. Stop being a fucking slimy little cunt.
Mhm.
10, 20, $30. Everyone chips in, 3, 4, 5 people. Vaughn can get back and forth.
It's a 2-hour drive. 2 hours. Or is it two
How
and a
did
half?
she get there? By the ambulance? The ambulance took it 2 hours?
It's 2 to 2.5 hour drive.
You telling me you didn't have no local hospital in your city?
I don't know why they took her all the way up there. I don't know if I guess Manchester couldn't handle a stroke. I don't know. I thought every hospital had the ability to handle a stroke patient, but maybe not. I don't know.
See, this is what I find interesting. This is what I was talking about. And I was waiting for this part because it's interesting that Von Helton earlier claimed that he was the one that was in touch with all the doctors and the specialists, and he was following their instructions, and he was the one getting all the information. But when asked basic questions like why she was moved to a stroke unit when she had a fucking stroke, he can't answer because he has no idea what the hell's going on, and he's lying. What a fucking surprise. Huh.
Maybe
they bust her all the way. They ambulanced her all the way up there to Lexington instead of taking her here to Manchester where I could get there to her. And you never know. That could be something going on too there.
Maybe Frost told him to do that. Maybe Frost told him.
You never know. You never know. It's untelling.
So now they're saying the Frost have come in, demanded that she be moved just to get her away from Vaughn instead of making life easy where he could just go to Manchester. And how would he get to Manchester? With the truck sitting in the fucking driveway, right? He's acting like he has no means, and that it's everybody else's responsibility to make sure Vaughn has money in his pocket to go visit his mom dying in the hospital. What do the Frosts have to say?
No, they didn't have nothing to do with it. They flew her out.
When little Jim had the stroke,
that's what I heard.
They air carried him to Lexington. Manchester Memorial Hospital will tell you we do not have the means to take care of a stroke victim. You have to go to Lexington where the stroke team is. Period.
Right.
Ron was he did not get air cared. They took him via ambulance because he was able to sit up and talk.
Manchester did not fly her there.
Who?
Manchester Hospital did not fly Alice there.
Who
well,
did?
Then who did?
The elementary school.
That's where they landed the helicopter at, Larry. That's all.
They picked her up there, took her.
Right. So they flew her from Oneida to Lexington, right? She never went to Manchester at all. Right. Right.
She never went to Manchester?
No. Why
So
would
they
fly her
landed
to Manchester. I mean, it's like
So
the
the helicopter landed at the elementary school,
huh?
and they took her.
It was bad.
Well, yeah,
straight
it was bad. I mean,
to
obviously, she had a stroke. He left her lay there for 4 hours. Obviously, it was bad. I mean, by the time they got there, I mean, yeah, it was bad. Who knows what could have happened if, he would have called the ambulance when he seen her laying in the floor the first time.
Right, exactly.
Who in the world would walk in a room, see somebody laying in the floor?
A
That's not
92-year-old.
Anybody.
Right.
It doesn't matter how. I mean, when Larry and April were staying with
Well,
us,
he
for
even
that,
said that she had problems with one side of her body and couldn't respond. And he said, "Oh, well, she must be tired. I'll let her sleep."
right? No. That April had a sugar issue. She collapsed in the floor. I noticed it. I did not say, "Oh, she's tired. Leave her laying in the floor." I immediately said, "Larry, come here. Is there something wrong with your wife?" We immediately called 911. You don't leave somebody laying in the floor. If they're doing something out of character, that's a red flag. Hello.
Thanks, Dean.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Fix the problem. Call assistance immediately.
Right.
And if he noticed that she couldn't talk and slur in her words, that's another red flag. Hello.
Well, I just had a stroke in January. That's why we have so much information on the stroke thing.
I wanted to talk about.
I couldn't even.
Now I forgot what it
throw two words together,
No,
let alone
he
make a
couldn't.
sentence.
He couldn't make a sentence. I mean, I was home alone with him, and I
feel so bad for my Aunt Alice, man. She could have probably, it may not have been so bad if he would have called 911 when he found her.
I know.
But to let her lay there and let her brain bleed for 2 or 3 more hours after that before even responding or doing anything, I mean, somebody, somebody needs to charge his ass with that. That's ridiculous. That's gross neglect.
The mind of like a 12-year-old if he's lucky.
Right. No, and that's why he's out here. Don't kid yourself. That's why he's out there trying to spin this, because he knows.
Oh yeah,
he fucked
because
up.
he knows if they get this
Yeah,
information, they're
wrong.
liable to bring charges against him.
Well, I don't know who that guy was that somebody sent me a video where he showed it to a lawyer friend of his.
Right.
And he
Somebody
stated
was
in his
saying all that
video
stuff earlier
he's
today.
going to send it to every lawyer in around this area.
Judge, yeah.
That's
Because in
neglect.
that one, not this wasn't him and this J-Dog. This was him talking to somebody else, and he said that the first time he went over there was 5:30 this morning.
Right.
And we know that the ambulance didn't get there till like 9:30. So we're talking about 4 hours.
Yeah, the closest, let's see right here, baptized in fire. They're mandated to send straight to a stroke.
Oh yeah,
unit.
they sent her straight to
closest
Baptist
stroke
Health,
unit.
which is where I went, where the stroke team is. I know. Right,
the closest one is in Lexington.
That's
now
2
there's
hours from here.
There's a neurologist in London that after she gets the care from the hospital and gets back to where she can possibly come home, they will send her to a neurologist in London, which is about an hour closer. Okay. But I mean, it doesn't matter how far you have to drive. If your mother is ill and is doing something out of character, get up off your dead ass and take care of your mommy.
When I
you
heard
only
that,
get
I couldn't
one,
believe that he
folks.
He even admitted, oh, well, I thought she was resting her.
No.
Dude, really?
I don't care if you're 91. I don't care if you're 10. If you're doing something that is not normal for your actions, there's probably a problem. Assess the situation instead of, oh, hey, okay, she's resting, I'll leave her alone. Turn the light back out and walk out. No, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, he knows he fucked up. Yeah.
You have to know, Miss Alice, this is the best woman you would have ever met. She would have given you the shirt off her back. I mean, this woman survived the Depression. I mean, she grew up rough, back in the day when they didn't have anything, back during the Depression. And she was, one of those that wouldn't throw nothing away because she was raised during the Depression. Yeah. I mean, a great woman. And to have him, I mean, we've heard him cuss her and just, it's horrible the way he treated her, man.
Yeah, no, I've heard.
And I probably should have went to jail a long time for that. I should have went over there and did something. Yeah,
well,
I got a family of my own, and if I go over there and beat his brains out, I'm gonna feel better for a few minutes till the law shows up,
right.
And then I'm going to jail, and I'm not gonna put myself in jail for the likes of him,
Right. I just want to point out again, just before we move on here, that I find it very interesting that earlier he claimed he was the one in contact with all the doctors and specialists. Told. Yeah, he didn't even know that she didn't go to Manchester, that she was airlifted to the stroke unit, that, he had no clue of any of that. Anyways.
Was Vaughn always this disgustingly
yes, he has
entitled?
Always
Absolutely,
acted like
yes.
This. Always.
Yes.
His whole life.
Ever since I've been around him. Yes, he has
been like this.
Yes. The world owes him a living. He doesn't do anything wrong. Everybody owes him. I don't think so, Tim. I take my ass out there and I do for me. Heck, I'm in charge of a nonprofit. I do service all day, all the time.
I agree, Aries.
I mean, you got to get out there and do stuff. You can't sit there and just expect somebody to pay your bills, take care of your food. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I've worked for everything that I've gotten. And I still do.
That now it appears that we're toward the end and he's still the same old Vaughn, even with his mother possibly laying on her deathbed. All he cares about is, donate me some money. That's.
I've seen that picture of Jessica holding Alice's hand, and I cried. I'm sick with a cold. I will not go up there and see her as bad as I want to, because I don't want to give her something else to add to her struggle right now. Right. But I want nothing more than to go and see her and tell her that I still love her. I mean, I was thankful
for us because we haven't really been able to be down there the past couple of years because of him.
in October.
You know?
Me and you were seeing her, and we stopped her at a
Yes.
mailbox, and she recognized
Yes.
us.
In
Yeah,
October,
right. If he
we
did have
stopped and
teeth, I'd
seen
go
her.
knock
We
them all
were
out
able
for
to
him,
tell
believe me.
her that we loved her and how
She
much.
recognized us.
Yeah, she did
Who
recognize
knows
us
how
in
much of
October.
that 30K he pissed away, all of it to one. I know he bought a bunch of Hot Wheel tracks and cars, and
Yeah.
I guess you guys at some point he was streaming that.
Ask
as
Larry, is
content.
Alice
I don't know.
vaccinated, Larry?
Ask Larry if Alice
Yes.
was vaccinated. Yes, she
Yes, she is.
She is vaccinated.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, let's watch a little bit more of this. Let's
All right.
Now, is Lexington, Kentucky near Idaho, wherever the fuck that
That's
other?
near Cincinnati, right? It's near
So
Cincinnati.
that's where they
What?
live, so she can get there back and forth probably easily.
Yes, I don't
Come
know.
on.
You're saying you don't know? Come on, you put two together. Come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, well,
your fucking spidey senses. You know what's going
yeah.
on.
Well, like I said, I want to make it abundantly clear. Well, first of all, I didn't even want to do this show
Yeah, I know.
because I didn't know anything. Because the specialist didn't know, the doctor didn't know, the hospital didn't know. They said, wait, let her get some rest, and we'll find out what's going to happen tomorrow. That's why I didn't answer any phone calls. That's why I didn't answer any emails. That's why I didn't answer Messenger, because I wanted to wait until tomorrow and hear what the specialists, the doctors, and the hospital said. Well, now I've got to do a fucking video because Larry Frost told the whole goddamn planet and got everything stirred up. Sent Jessica Judy over there to play 20 questions with mom and her trying to rest. And so now everything's in a fucking tizzy.
Now, who's Jessica Judy? The Larry Frost's wife or something?
No. Jessica Judy is the daughter of Galinda McGuire, my ex adopted sister. The adopted sister that died.
The adopted sister died, and she's who?
Jessica Judy's her daughter.
Oh, the daughter. Oh,
yeah, she's
okay.
the daughter of Galinda. Galinda Judy.
Oh,
Galinda
that's
McGuire.
why she's running a fucking gums. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all right. And, like I said, I just want to make it abundantly clear.
Hunt. Okay.
I just want to make it abundantly clear that if my mom passes in the middle of the night, it will be because she did not get adequate rest. I want to make that abundantly clear.
So Jdubs just called a woman he doesn't know a little cunt because she went and visited her grandma, who is in the hospital, possibly dying from a stroke, and is concerned and is sitting by the bedside of her unconscious grandma, holding her hand. That is her greatest crime here, folks. But Jdubs thinks it's worthy. What a cunt! Isn't that wild?
I'd like to second that one there, secular opinion. Jdubs is a cunt. He's reprehensible. Absolutely. Him and Von Helton, Jdubs and Von Helton deserve to be on the same screen together.
Because the last thing a stroke patient needs is to be playing 20 questions. That's the last thing.
You got a lot of sick puppies on you, man. I can't believe the trash that is on you, man.
Well, like I said, I want to get ahead of this because they could try to spin this shit and try to put it on me, see?
Well, it's pretty clear that Larry is the one that's going to be nailed to the 2x4s, I think. I mean, I don't know why the police aren't doing nothing about
Larry, since Larry was the one that did it, they ain't going to do shit. You watch. You watch. Larry won't be arrested. Larry won't be arrested. Jessica Judy won't be arrested. None of these motherfuckers will be arrested. They won't be arrested. If mom dies tonight, they will not be arrested. You watch and see. Mark it on your calendar. Because there is no law and order in Clay County. There is no law and order. There isn't. I mean, my God, my fucking neighbor down the road here stole $2 million out of mom's closet. That's grand theft. That's a felony. Is he in jail? No, he's not in jail.
Which cocksucker? Who's this?
James Arnold Frost.
Oh, James.
And then he obtained an illegal POA and went up to her bank account and cleaned out her fucking bank account. $7 million. That's $7 million, man.
What's going on, Dan? You getting a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to figure out where I have this open at. I have it open on
Well,
Twitch.
it might be because of John. I know John.
I've Twitch muted. Hold on, I've Twitch muted. That's the only place I have it on at.
So just close out Twitch now that you're in here. What's going on, Dan? How you doing?
Hang on here. No, wait. Let me see what happens now. Okay, can you hear me now?
Test. 1, 2, 3.
No feedback.
No, you're
feedback.
good. Okay.
Everything seems to be all right now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just heard this info like an hour ago. I got a text, and it's just had a picture of what Larry said on there. It was anonymous.
Right.
On my Facebook thing here. Man, Vaughn, that's some tough news to hear. I don't even know what to say. I hope your mom's got more lives in her.
I don't know who this
Stroke's
guy
tough to
is.
come back from. My dad had that same thing happen to him when he was late 70s.
Right.
He had a brain bleed that was undiagnosed, and he was kind of saying all kinds of crazy stuff here and there.
Right.
And we had taken him to have a CAT scan, and they didn't see anything. They looked. And it was like, oh, there ain't no brain bleed. Well, guess what? There was, but it was so deep in his brain that they couldn't have accessed it or done anything anyway. But in fact, they found him alongside the road one time.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he was a drunk driver, and the cops came up and like manhandled him, tried to throw him around and all this. When the ambulance showed up and said, "This man's having a stroke. This man's
no dub kitty."
Yeah, no one's saying anything bad about you.
My dad ended up in a nursing home he was in a nursing home for a year and a half, and then he passed in the middle of the night one night. But, his one side of his body was paralyzed. Everybody's different, though. Everybody's different.
Right.
Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen to your mom.
Mom seems like a fighter. I think she can come back from it, but
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I just wanted to get ahead of this.
93.
Well, she's 90. She'd be Well, okay. January she will be 92.
Okay.
Vaughn actually had to think about how old his mom was. He lives like literally fucking. You could almost spit and hit her fucking trailer. But anyways,
I think it's January 29th. Or 18th. It's either 18th or 29th, but I can't remember which one. But anyway, in January, her birthday's in January, and she'll be 92. And but yeah, I just wanted to get ahead of this because you know how these fucks are. They'll try to spin this shit, try to blame it on me, and say that mom died because of me. When
Well,
the exact opposite is true.
Anybody's fault. The stroke was deep inside of her brain. You didn't cause it, nor did anybody else. This is age. And they're mad because you didn't go to the hospital. Well, I don't think you'd be allowed in the hospital anything with COVID regulations.
No, actually, probably not.
So this will be, I'm predicting it, this will be one of Von Helton's new defenses for not going to the fucking hospitals because he's not vaccinated. Okay, go ahead, Marcia.
You are allowed one person in the hospital with you, even under the COVID stipulations. I know this because just 3 weeks ago, I was in the emergency room for a kidney stone, and my husband was right there next to me the entire time.
If my mother was laying in the hospital,
Yes,
they'd have to arrest me to keep me from getting in there.
Yes, they will allow one person in the hospital room with you, especially if you are a spouse, son, mother.
Well, they originally, when we first went to the hospital, they said Alice had to go in by herself.
At first, yes, until they assess the situation. But then,
yeah, I was like, I'm her power of attorney.
Yes.
She is dementia.
Yes. So even with the COVID restrictions, now if you were to go outside and smoke, they won't bring you back in.
Right.
But as long as you were in there and stay there until you leave.
What's he saying? The vaccine is the mark of the beast?
I guess, but Alice has both vaccines.
Oh my god.
She's had both. I've been vaccinated with both. So is Ron. I mean,
didn't hurt me none.
No, didn't hurt us none. Here we are.
All right. Well, let's watch a little bit more of this, and then
the COVID regulations.
You said it's 2 hours away. You don't even have a way to get there.
No way to get there, right? They the fucking, thanks to the trolls on the internet in Clay County, I ain't got a fucking dime. They let the Frost literally take every dime of money I had. They let them take every dime of mom's money. They let them take every dime of Jerry's money. I got no I can't get my disability and SSI. So no, I ain't got no fucking money. And now on top of it, I'm being charged goddamn child support. So no, I don't have any fucking money.
Well, and another thing to think about too is if they're there, you and them would probably argue. So it's not good.
Right. Yeah, it's not good.
You probably would kill them in the hospital room
if they're there.
Well, I'm not going to worry about it. My point is to make damn sure that people understand that if my mom dies in the middle of the night tonight, that it was Larry Frost's fault and Jessica Judy's fault, not mine. I want to make that abundantly clear. because I did the right thing. I stayed away. I wanted her to get rest. I wanted to see what happened tomorrow and get a better handle on what was happening tomorrow.
That was his game plan, folks. That's why he has absolutely no clue what was going on. But I do want to point out, I think it's interesting. And just remember this, folks. We got, allegations being thrown. We got threats of lawsuits and imprisonment. We even now have threats of we have curses, thrown at people in the hopes of strokes and heart attacks on these people. And now we even got, if they were there, I'd probably beat them. Then we got physical, but not one of these motherfuckers, when offered the link, Von Helton was given the link. This fucking trio any one of them could have came in, and they didn't. All this stuff they're going to do, but they couldn't even come into a live stream to confront the people that they've been fucking shit talking for months. Well, Vaughn for fucking, how long's it been now? The years? Come on.
That's what the specialist told me. That's what the doctor told me. That's what the hospital told me. And that's what I was doing. That's why I didn't answer the phone. That's why I didn't answer email. That's why I didn't answer messengers. That's why I didn't do none of that shit, because I didn't know. And because the specialist didn't know. The doctor didn't know. The hospital didn't know. Nobody knew shit. And so that's why I waited. I was going to wait till tomorrow and then talk to the people at the hospital and then get an actual, handle on what's going on. And then I was going to release a public statement. Mm-hmm. But see, Larry got ahead and stuck his nose in me and my mother's personal business once again, fucked everything all up. And so now I'm forced to do a video that I didn't really want to do tonight. Yeah. And I have no choice, because they'll spin this. If she does die tonight, they'll spin it and try to make it sound like I'm the one that killed her or some shit. Mm-hmm. So I want to make that abundantly clear.
Because he's shook, folks, because he knows he fucked up. And he said himself in the opening, I'm trying to come out and get ahead of this, because he knows he fucked up. He knows he fucked up. That was it right there.
If my mother dies tonight, it will be Larry Frost's fault. He's the one that started a bunch of drama today, not me. Not me.
Oh, he started trouble today again?
Well, since early this morning, yes.
Oh, you mean from the stroke? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know any of this happened till about an hour ago, say 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Well,
and I messaged John and said, hey, I got a message here. Is any of this true?
Well, unfortunately, it is true. And like I said, I was given a best case scenario and a worst case scenario by the brain specialist and by the doctor as well. And let me say, I was treated very cordially over the phone. So I want to say that. I was treated very cordially over it.
Right. They give him the updates, folks, but he had no idea that his mom was airlifted to a stroke unit. Amazing. Well, you guys got any last things to say or any things you want to address here? We're getting close to the 3-hour mark, so we're going to wrap it up here shortly. But Vaughn basically just repeats himself. Vaughn's just going to say the same shit. Yeah.
You got to go to bed, secular.
At some point. What do you guys got to say?
We could do this all night. Hate's a strong word. You see what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you. But like I said, Vaughn's a broken record. He's just going to keep repeating the fucking lies.
I have to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask a question.
Yep.
Solar Marshall sent me a friend request.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook.
Yeah. What was that? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He sends me messages too, by the way, Vaughn, but I just ignore him. But yeah, because I don't know what his game is, man. He's kind of half fence sitting, half fucking gaslighting Vaughn, trolling. I think at the end, these guys just don't have anywhere else to go. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm leery. I'm really leery about adding. I mean, I trust you, secular.
Not this solar.
I trust you. I've talked to you. I've been in several chats with you. I mean, I don't know anything about this Solar Marshall.
I believe everybody right there.
So if he wants to ask me questions, he needs to do it in your room, secular.
They're not going to join this chat. They know better. All
I'll tell you what. We'll end with this. I don't know if he's still around.
right.
And this is only for him. I'm going to put the link right in the chat.
Okay.
Anybody else that comes in is not coming up. It's got to be on camera.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, I'll even keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to sit here and fucking call him this, that, or the other thing. Because really, I don't hate the guy. He always talks. He acts as if we're enemies. He's doxed me. He's talked shit
I see
about
this.
me. I really don't give a fuck. I'm not going to fucking nitpick about that shit.
Right.
So if he wants to come in and talk to you guys, there's the link.
I am not judge and jury. I'm not, for all the crap Vaughn has done and said, I am not judging him.
Okay.
More power to him. Hopefully.
This is all about Alice's, Alice and Alice's last wishes. This is
yes.
what this is all about. This is not about Vaughn.
Nope.
He tries to make it about him, but it's not about him. This is about Alice.
He is not the last person I think of when I go to sleep. I say my prayers just before I go to bed, and I think of my children and my grandchildren, and nope.
We're all judging him because of the way he acts, but
I'm telling what I know to be facts.
I don't think there's anything ever
And if he can
Vaughn.
prove anything that I said to be wrong,
well, that's why
by all means, let me be taught. But from what I've seen, from what I've witnessed, what I've taught, just from I've spent hours with Alice. Hours.
Vaughn just knows that his free ride's coming to an end.
Yes.
And he's scared.
Hey, sorry about his bad luck. So sorry. Cannot help him there. I'm not,
He should have treated his mother better and his rest of his family. We could have, in a different reality, we would have taken him in and helped him and, loved him and everything. But he's just a dick.
Even when we would prepare for these family reunions, we would go over and say, hey, Vaughn, the family's here. Come out here, say hello, get some food. He's like, I'm not part of the Frost family. And I said, I'm sorry, sir. I hate to break it to you, but you are. Your mommy was a Frost. That makes you a Frost.
There'd be 200
Come out here
in the yard with live music and food and everything. And he'd say, well, I'm not a Frost. I'm not participating in the Frost family reunion.
Yes. So we've tried to incorporate him in things.
His mother would host the reunion every year.
At her home.
At her home, out in the yard.
Oh, did I tell you what I told him the other day?
No, what'd you tell him?
He says that his mother was by the Indian woman.
Alabama Davidson?
No.
What Indian woman? That's the only Indian woman that I can think of.
No. Indian woman. The Indian that is in our family is Sushana Miller.
Sarah Bishop.
Well, the Indian in our family, Larry, is Sushana Miller.
You would think.
That's what Little Jim said. Alabama was related to her.
I wish I knew why he couldn't understand how genealogy works. Genealogy works. Don't know.
We just wanted to get it out there.
Somebody.
Yes. A lot of people that wanted to know what the real
Well, I don't know why that has stopped, but it certainly has. So yeah, it was that was very interesting to have learned about Von Helton and his current plight. And I'm going to end it right there myself. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for staying till the end. Until we see each other again, good night.